Breaking news. Historians have uncovered the truth about the famous Lewis and Clark expedition. There were, in fact, 5 instead of the previously known 4 that made this journey. This traveler, Ruth Fuller, a writer from Boston, Massachusetts, recorded each and every experience they encountered. This diary has been compared to that of William Clark and is, in fact, an undiscovered documentary. Here today we have historian Rebecca Rhodes. How are you, Rebecca?
Glad to be here, Nicole.
Rebecca discovered Miss Fuller's diary and will talk to us about it after this commercial break.
Are you tired of your gun breaking all the time? Are you tired of the 4-mile hike to the nearest gunsmith? Does all that work make you want to break your gun even more?
I, Eli Whitney, have a solution for you. With my new method of standardization, any barrel, any trigger, any part will fit any gun. That's right, any part will fit any gun. Never again will you need a gunsmith, just an instruction pamphlet and a delivery order. Order your standardization starter kit today for only 3 payments of $99.99 plus $29.99 shipping and handling. Buy yours today.
Welcome back to the History News Channel. Here today we have Rebecca Rhodes, the historian who discovered Miss Fuller's diary. Tell us, Rebecca, how did you find this diary?
I was going through an old box of books in my grandmother's attic and I discovered this diary. I realized that the diary was recounting the Lewis and Clark expedition, did background research, and realized that Ruth wasn't retelling the expedition. She was telling it as she saw it, that she's actually there. It turns out she was my great-great-great-grandmother's mother.
Do you think we can have the privilege of hearing an excerpt from the diary?
Of course. On November 4th, 1804, a French-Canadian fur trader named Toussaint Charbonneau and his Shoshone wife Sacagawea joined our party. They served as interpreters and helped us communicate with Native American tribes who crossed our path, like the Mandan. They also introduced us to many species of unfamiliar plants and animals.
What is this? I believe that's the blood root. It clears sore throat and relieves pain. Oh, but be careful, it's very poisonous. Do you see that tree there? We'll be needing more meat soon. I'll go ahead. Hurry, be careful. Are you alright?
It was the biggest bear I've ever seen. It was huge.
That's great to see. I'm not sure you've encountered them before. You're right.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Rebecca. We will continue reading about this thrilling expedition of Lewis and Clark after this commercial break.
Do you remember this? If Lewis would have used Navajo bear repellent, things would have gone differently.
Bear repellent. Navajo bear repellent.
Made of all natural ingredients, using nature to keep nature away.
It's not working!
On May 18, 1804, Meriwether Lewis and William Clark set out on their perilous journey to the Pacific Ocean. Their task was to map the Indiana, Northwest, and Mississippi territories, possibly to find the Northwest Passage and bring back information on the land west of the Mississippi River, the portion of the United States that no one knew much about. It took them 6 months to travel up the Missouri River and deep into North Dakota. By then, it was winter, and the party was forced to build a winter camp. When they set out again, the number of travelers in their party had increased. Toussaint Charbonneau and Sacagawea had joined the expedition. They continued to the junction of the Missouri and Yellowstone rivers, then to the Rocky Mountains, also known as the Continental Divide. On their way to the summit, they faced near starvation and bitter cold. Once they reached the top, they fashioned canoes out of hollow logs and paddled down the clear water and Columbia rivers toward the coast. On November 7, 1805, they were finally in sight of the Pacific Ocean. They camped on the coast for the winter, then headed back. They returned in 1806 with a wealth of knowledge on dozens of Native American tribes, new plants, new animals, and land no one had ever seen before. This expedition opened the eyes of Americans to what their country's western land really held, and blazed the path for settlers to follow.
Louis, can I ask you a few questions?
Of course.
President Thomas Jefferson sent you on this journey, correct?
Correct.
And why is that?
He wanted us to explore the West and bring back information on the plants, animals, and terrain that we encountered.
What was the most difficult part of this journey in your opinion?
In my opinion, crossing the Continental Divide had to be the hardest part of our journey. Everything was covered in snow and ice, and what little avoided the snow was immediately eaten by the horses. We had no food other than the wild onions and turnips the Sacagaweas scavenged for. We were tired, cold, and nearly starving to death. It was a relief to all of us when we reached the summit and saw the Pacific Ocean ahead of us.
How did it feel to be the first people to reach the ocean?
It was an amazing experience. The thought that my companions and I had traveled where no one had ever traveled before filled me with wonder. I was glad to help my country get closer to its goal of conquering the West.
He said he was glad to help my country get closer to reaching its goal of conquering the West.
Thank you, Rebecca, for giving us an inspiring look of the expedition of Meriwether Lewis and William Clark. Thank you for watching the History News channel. Until next time.
Are you okay?
Are you alright?
Let's see. Yeah! It's not dead! What am I supposed to do? Right?
Never seen a bear. I can do it.